Hi, this is Steve. I want to walk you through the making of this awesome deconstructed burger shot. Let's break down the sequences, starting with the ketchup and mustard. So I 3D printed a small double catapult that could throw the ketchup and mustard into the air so it would collide in front of the camera in a really cool, explosive way. As you can see from the real-time playback, the timing of it was pretty incredible. The ingredient shot was probably the most complicated shot of them all. It had the most moving pieces and the camera had to make the biggest move while keeping everything in frame, perfect, and in focus. As you see here, the rig I made launched everything into the air. Our servos cut the rubber bands out right at the right moment, just as the camera moved past them. It was no easy task, but we nailed an awesome landing on this burger. I think it was about the third or fourth take. Everything worked beautifully, the camera moved down, our servos cut the rubber bands, and everything just kind of lined up perfectly. We got really lucky, and as you see in the real-time playback, it happened so fast. The first step was trying to engineer how I was going to make this burger happen. First things first, I played around in the studio a little bit with some different ingredients to try to figure out how I wanted to just look visually, and then I brought it into this program SketchUp I love using to design the rig to actually make this happen. Once I had the idea, I realized I was going to need to build something not just for this shoot, but for future shoots that would give me precision control over the timing of all the events. Patrick is my precision Arduino timing relay imaging controller. Patrick really is the brain of this project and many of my future projects to come. It lets me control events in very precise millisecond timing to make sure that every event is repeatable and I have control of when exactly things happen. Patrick is basically made up of an Arduino Mega Board, which is an open source platform computer, and then I plugged in a bunch of bells and whistles and relays and power supplies and motor drivers so that I could control pretty much anything that's electronic to move in a certain way at a certain time. Beyond Patrick, the next key component to this shoot was our robot. Without the robot, we couldn't have done this shot. We used a high-speed motion control robot, which is pretty amazing because you could control it and you could set it to do the same move over and over and over and over again, and it repeats it precisely every single time. So we did a little testing beforehand to make sure that the robot could fall at the speed I needed it to fall to stay ahead of all the ingredients. As you see here, we used some markers on a piece of rope to show how fast each ingredient would come into frame. I consider my studio a little bit of a laboratory for testing shoots like this. I want to make sure before we get to the real shoot that we've tested all the systems that we're designing, that everything works really smoothly on shoot day. And we did that for this shoot as well. After a little compositing, color correction, and adding the music, this shot came out awesome. Let's take a look at it one last time.